Canadian source of approaching from the sky. Radio contact is good and cannot be assessed. Instructions are to prepare for an attack by an unknown force. Bulldog, my motherfucking pet. I pointed at you and tell that motherfucker fetch. All right, good afternoon, and welcome to Injuries the Podcast. Want to touch on something that I was tagged in Facebook, I guess yesterday, but I got around to looking at it yesterday. First of all, I want to welcome you all in, and I want to invite you to, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that follow button or hit the subscribe button. So this conversation, my subscribers are going to be ahead of the conversation on this one, and I put the wrong title up there, but we're not even gonna worry about that right now. Again, good afternoon. So here's what you see: all this stolen valor and all this stuff up behind me. If you guys been tracking on Facebook, especially in Georgetown County, there was a post put up recently right here. I'm gonna share this with you guys. And I'm gonna go over the post. And what I want to do is try to help you guys make sense of it, right? Because full disclosure, this topic was brought to me a couple months ago, but I didn't have the time to dig into and pour over the documents and all of the good stuff. And I want to shout out the person who tagged me in this. Let me get her Facebook page up here real fast, so you can go over there and if you have any questions outside of what I'm gonna do, because what I'm doing is a review of the documents that that she put on her Facebook page, and there are some serious allegations being made here in this post. I'm sorry, let me get over to where I need to be at so I can share this with you guys. All right, boom. Okay, here we go. Add this to the screen. So on the screen is the Facebook page of a young lady by the name of Melissa Etheridge Schultz. And she has this post here, and the post has about 17 documents attached to it. And we're going to break this down. This is going to be a two-parter, right? Because it's just a lot of information. And what I'm attempting to do here is to help some of you who are not familiar with military documents break down what it is that she shared and what it is that they are alleging. Okay. So again, that's Miss Melissa Etheridge is the first person who reached out to me about it. Again, when they reached out to me about it, I was taking a vacation, and kind of didn't follow up because I just didn't have the time to do the work that was done. But they had already done the work. They did tell me that they had the documents and all that stuff. All right. So what we're going to be reviewing here, guys, is some publicly obtained documents from the National Archive and the National Personal Records Center regarding retired Navy veteran here in Georgetown County. And this man right here is the person involved here. These records were obtained legally and through the Freedom of Information Act. So, and on my part, again, I'm taking them from the Facebook page of Miss Melissa Etheridge, and I am going to share them with you because I have looked over them, and I want to go over what they're alleging. And so what we'll do this morning right now, we'll walk through what the records say and what it does not say. Now, you see here, it says here that this they're accusing this man right here of being a imposter, right? What's being alleged is that there are some groups, organizations who have members in them that are claiming to have done things and claiming to have served in capacities that they did not serve in the military, and that is known as stolen valor. Okay, when you say, "Hey, I did XYZ," and all of this stuff right here. And so what we're gonna get into again, these documents, and I'm gonna hash it out for you. All right, so let's break these documents down. Let's get into this. Again, this man who is at the head of this of these accusations is I don't know this gentleman, but I'm reporting what they have up there. All right, so here we go. I tell you what, before we do that, let's do this. All right, first I want to remind you guys about the North-South game that's going to be coming up here this coming weekend, December 13th in Myrtle Beach. It's the Touchstone Energy North-South game. We have two athletes that are going to be competing in that game. Come this Saturday. Okay. Also, before we get started in that, I want to do this right here. I want to shout out this, and on the other side of this break right here, guys, we'll get into the documents. Again, this man on the screen, his name is let me pull it up here. Sorry, is Jerry Brooks. Jerry Brooks Lee. Okay. And so it's being alleged that he is it's not being alleged that he didn't serve in the military, because you'll see the documents going to bear it out that he did in fact serve in the military honorably. But what's being alleged is that he is claiming to be a Vietnam veteran. That he fought in the Vietnam War in that theater. And it's being said that no, he did not. But we'll go through the documents and we see exactly what the documents say. Just hang with me a minute, and I'll see you guys on the back side, on the other side of this. Check it out. In times of trouble, you need someone who knows the law, knows the community, and knows how to fight for you. The law offices of Caesar McKnight, right here in Kingstree, South Carolina, is committed to protecting your rights and protecting your future. From criminal defense, personal injury, to family law. When the stakes are high, experience matters, and so does someone who listens. Call today and get a competent, passionate, and effective legal team on your side. Because when life hits hard, you don't have to go through it alone. The law offices of Caesar McKnight, justice for real people, serving the Kingstree and surrounding South Carolina communities. Call now or visit the website today, or stop by for a free consultation.
If you have yet to sign up for the Georgetown 250 committee, please go see Mr. Ken. And if you are not from Georgetown County, I charge you to go back to your county and find out when and where you can be a part of for your county's 250. All 46 counties in the state of South Carolina has a committee, and it's our duty to preserve our history. South Carolina has a whole lot of history that have yet been told, and it's our duty to do so. So please, guys, please Please, like my babies always say, mommy, please get involved. Please get involved as much as you can. And Mr. Ken is right there at the registration table. Give him your name. Get signed up to be a part of the Georgetown 250. Google SC250. Put in your email. Get the newsletter sent out to you every month. Get the newsletter. Guys, I'm telling you, there's a lot of history here in South Carolina. I do believe South Carolina holds the title of the most battles in American Revolution. And our story has still yet been told fully. Get involved, please, ma'ams. Please, sirs, get involved. Our babies' future depend on it.
All right, here we go. So what we have on the screen right now is is an enlisted performance record document, right? And with this document that they provided, actually provided 3 of them. You see scrolling on the bottom of the screen. This explains to you what this document, the information that's listed in this document. Okay. And in this document, again, these documents, there's one that she provided. There's the second one, and there's the third one there, right? Again, they're the veterans group out of Pawleys Island, and I'm saying because I'm miscalling and I'm misremembering the name. This is the group that Miss Etheridge is connected to. This is the veterans group out of, and it's the veterans of Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom. And I'm trying to get their page up here so you guys can see this right here. Like these are some serious allegations. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now. These are some serious allegations. And I'll explain to you why a little more later. But again, this is something that I want to take some time and go through, because most people who've never served in the military, not have no connection with the military, this is kind of, if this story is what it is, these papers are what it is, this is kind of the reason why, some people would be like, oh man, get out of here with these war stories. You know what I mean? But here's the thing: if you did something of any significance in the military, it was documented. It wasn't a mystery, and these are public records. So what did we glean from these documents? What did I figure out from these documents right here? What I learned is that Mr. Jerry Lee Brooks did serve in the United States Navy for over 2 decades. And that he did serve honorably. He served 19 years in the military. Again, he served honorably. Now, what these records did not indicate, again, because they've got pictures of him with medals on that they say that he should not be wearing. And we'll get to this photo here a little bit later in this conversation. But yeah, these the performance records did not indicate combat service automatically. They show duty station, not awards. Okay, so that's the first level of documents. When you guys go over to Miss Etheridge's page, that's what you're looking at. Okay, all right. Now let's go down here to document 2. Excuse me. Sorry. Remove this. Now, let's go down here to document 2. And that is the freedom of information, information of releasable information, basically. And that is this document right here, right? And the information that was gleaned from that document, it just tells you, you know, the branch of service that he's in, his what he did. Um, he was he finished as an E7 cryptological technician, submarine service SS. Place of entry was Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. That's where he entered the service, and he separated at New London, Connecticut. Um, and his decorations in there. This thing will also list the your rewards and accomplishment in this freedom of information, this document that, again, you see on the screen right here. This is the second document that is listed over on Miss Etheridge's page. Okay. All right. This is important because these are the awards that the U.S. government says he legitimately earned. Anything not listed on this is suspect if he claimed it publicly. Okay. Now, I got that picture. I don't know. They could have AI that picture or anything like that. So I don't have no, not saying he did or didn't because I wasn't there. But if he's claiming it publicly and it's not on this document, then it didn't happen according to the United States military. Okay. Now, here's the next set of documents that they've offered up as proof to what they claim is going on over in Georgetown County with these veterans groups. So this one veteran group in particular, and in particular right now we're talking about this gentleman right here, who's pictured there at the podium there. Okay. And if that's not the right guy, please let me know. But he is pictured in, it's him and another gentleman that's pictured it, and we'll get into his documents at another time. Okay, and so scrolling across the bottom of the screen are the, let me take this off because this is associated with document 2. And let me put that back up so I can keep everybody on pace so that when you go over to her page, again, you can ask all the questions you want to ask, but you have a better understanding of what it is you're looking at. Okay, because documents are just documents unless I know what I'm looking at. Okay, so that's what my thing now is to help decode that a little bit, right? All right, let's move on to document 3 in regards to what they and that's going to be the NPRC, which is, let me make this bigger so I can see. Okay, this is the National Personal Records Center. And this was just a request that was issued back in February 20th, 2025 by one Nicholas Gaskins. Again, and he did this in regards to Jerry Lee Brooks. You see his name there. His Social Security, of course, is redacted. And the letter, basically, you can go over there and read it for yourself. I'm not going to insult your intelligence. But this is where they requested the documents. This was the official request. Basically, they're just showing proof that no, they're not. Hell, I mean, if they're putting this out there and they don't have some concrete evidence, then, they should probably call Caesar McKnight because they're going to need some help. But, they standing on it. Okay. And that's the other part of that document right there. And it's just confirming that, it's stamped, So it looks official. Could be official. We don't know. Stop it. From everything I'm looking at here, it's and I'm trying to be generous to shipmate because despite, yeah, this would be bad. This is bad. Not would be. This is bad. But you still can't discount the fact that he put in two decades of service. So, why this is happening, maybe there's a valid explanation that I would love to hear. So, Mr. 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 Jerry, please reach out to me. Mr. Yeah, Jerry Lee, reach out to me. And if you want to rebut any of the stuff that is being put out by the veterans of Operation Iraqi Freedom and over in Polly's Island. All right, where are we? We're on document 3 now. Oh, yeah, we're on document 3. No, I just did that. So another claim, I guess, that was made was that this gentleman at some point must have claimed that he was in CIA. Now, I don't know how the CIA works. They could, he could have very well been in the CIA and on some black ops type stuff, and I don't know how that works, but according to this document, they actually they addressed it directly, okay, but that doesn't mean that I don't know, so maybe he can elaborate more. Maybe it's a security clearance thing, I don't know. Document 4, and this is his military training records, right? This is let's see where this is. Where is document 4? Military training records. Hmm. Where is document 4? Give me a second, guys. Let me find this document because I don't want to say something without some proof of what I'm saying. Document 4. Let's pull up. Maybe instead of going through all that, I'm gonna pull it up on this lady's page. Okay, I got you. I got it now. There it is. Boom. All right, so that would be. Did I load it? Anyway, let's just load it from her page. Pull this up, share screen, Facebook, bingo bongo, problem solved. Just that fast. Now let's go in, find it. There it is. All right. See, can we enlarge this? So here on the screen right now is a list of confirmed medals. Okay, per these records, per the military training records, and that's some other things found in those documents. I apologize, y'all. I just got sidetracked. Let's go back. Again, and those are the performance evals that you see that they got listed there. They got the documentation there for shizzle. And so here's the problem with that, with the nothing in those papers, nothing in those papers suggests that this man fought in Vietnam. Nothing in the papers suggests that he fought in Vietnam. That he was in a combat theater, that he was in a Vietnam combat theater, that he was had anything to do with special forces, that he had anything to do with and I get it, man. You might want to make it sound, you know, but the records are clear that you had no affiliation with the, according to these records. intelligence agency assignments, or anything like that. Now, where they getting these stories from? Again, I would love to have Miss Etheridge or the other side on, so we can help us out, help us continue to understand and keep up. Because people donate to these organizations, um, and it's important to keep the record straight. So we don't want nobody taking credit for something that they did not do, and we want to give full credit to those who done what they did. Hmm. All right, let's get back to this. Let's get back to this. So now we're going to go into a form that most people are familiar with. I know all the military people are familiar with it because you got this when you separated from the military, right? And that is that DD 214 separation form. Okay. And these are a matter of public record. So just keep that in mind when you get out there and you want to, turn your career into Rambo. People can easily, this is the age of information. This ain't, maybe you could have pulled this back off in the 80s, but now people are just not, and that's a good philosophy to trust, but not verify, you know what I mean? Verify, before you trust it or whatever. And so in the DD 214, here's what's listed in there, that he was honorably discharged. His service date was from 1958 through 1977. He left with the final rank of Chief Petty Officer, which was E7, and I guess he spent time in the Naval Reserve personnel. Well, that's according to the Naval personnel. This information was retrieved from the Naval Reserve Personnel Care Center in New Orleans. I'm familiar with that name because anytime you need documents, that's where it is. The DD 214 did not list Vietnam duty or Vietnam theater deployment. Okay. And that's key. It's not in the DD 214. And it does not list awards like Vietnam Service Medal, uh, Vietnam Campaign Ribbon, Presidential Unit Citation with Combat Star, Extraordinary Medal, etc. I hope he doesn't. Is not walking around with these medals. So, all right, let me break this down so you guys can get to your football. Right. Here's what the documents support. Here's what I found out from these documents provided by Miss Etheridge Schultz. Jerry Lee served honorably in the United States Navy for approximately 19 years. That did, in fact, happen. He earned legitimate service medals, including Good Conduct and the Navy Achievement Medal. That was confirmed through these documents. He served in the submarine communication and electronics role. That's what was confirmed. Okay, what is not confirmed is what the documents do not support, I should say, is a claim of Vietnam combat service, if in fact he did make or is making that claim. It does not show, those records, those documents do not show Vietnam Service Medal. They also do not show a Republic of Vietnam campaign ribbon. As far as the claims of CIA related missions, here's what the government warns explicitly about that kind of thing, right? And in and this is per the documents that this is what the document said, right? It says that claims of classified records in his case should be considered fraudulent, and that's from the Navy Personal Records Center. Okay, again, that doesn't mean that he wasn't on some GI Joe type, super secret, super sensitive mission to where he that could that could have happened. Don't know. But according to the records that this lady provided, if in fact he did make these claims, then it's unfortunate that he's doing that, and he should stop. But because he has a lot to be proud of, just with the 19 years of honorable service. You know what I mean? You don't have to become a war hero to be honorable. Why do that if that's what you're doing? But there's other claims, and then there's another gentleman that I'm going to get into. And so, here's what I would suggest. Because I don't know how this plays out. Again, don't know how it plays out. I know that not a good look. I promise you that at all. So that's what the documents say. And my advice would be is to lawyer up, son. That would be my advice. And yeah, that's what I would do. Anyway, I'll come back with the second part of this, and we'll break down the rest of the documents that they got on there. So again, Miss Etheridge, if you see this, please reach out. I would love for you to come on to help me dissect this and tell me, first of all, how did this come about? Okay, the why is not important. I understand why you're doing it, because if it's happening, there's no question about why you're doing it. But I want to know the background on it. Why? How did this come about? You said also in that piece that you reached out to some national organizations, and I'm trying to figure out why is nothing being done about this. Okay, so, but anyway, Mr. Jerry. In times of trouble, you need someone who knows the law, knows the community, and knows how to fight for you. The law offices of Caesar McKnight, right here in Kingstree, South Carolina, is committed to protecting your rights and protecting your future. From criminal defense, personal injury, to family law. When the stakes are high, experience matters, and so does someone who listens. Call today and get a competent, passionate, and effective legal team on your side. Because when life hits hard, you don't have to go through it alone. The law offices of Caesar McKnight, justice for real people, serving the Kingstree and surrounding South Carolina communities. Call now or visit the website today, or stop by for a free consultation.